We are a river city, a bold city, the First Coast, a place to create and to belong. Here, the sun shines a little brighter, and so do the people. We share a love for our region, a pride for JAX, and a passion for the beautiful game, dedicated to giving everyone a sporting chance. Together, we will elevate soccer and sport in our community by lifting every voice. We are Sporting Club Jacksonville. We are Sporting JAX.
Hello and welcome into the Sporting JAX Report. I'm Cole Pepper. Coming up, how the men's team got together for the first time, plus a big opportunity for the women's leading goal scorer, Ashlyn Puerta, and how local youth coaches are getting high-level instruction from the Sporting JAX pros. But let's start with the USL Championship men's team. They convened in Jacksonville for the first time as a group this week as the club held an internal media day. Not all of the team has arrived on the First Coast as of yet. There's still a handful of international players who will join in the coming weeks. But the majority of the roster got to meet each other and pull on the Sporting JAX kit for the first time on Tuesday. The media day held at PRI Productions, where players had photos and videos taken in various settings. You'll see these on the scoreboard during games, on websites and social media throughout the year. There was plenty of excitement for a first-year team as they look forward to getting on the field at training camp this week.
I haven't met the guys yet, so I'm excited to meet everybody. I'm excited to get started, get on the field. I think we're all eager to get out there on the field and play. So yeah, just looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's been really fun. It's been nice to meet the guys finally. And yeah, it's just a good way for everyone to break the ice and just have a bit of a laugh.
I'm very excited, very happy to be here and see all the guys and all the staff, and can't wait to get started.
Also this week, 3 more players were announced to the roster, all of whom played for North Carolina FC last season. NCFC has suspended operations, giving Sporting JAX a chance to poach some experienced stars like forward Adam Luckhurst, 23-year-old who was a star at Duke. He should help to bolster the Sporting JAX attack. Another former North Carolina FC player, Ahmad Al-Kak, played midfield for NCFC. Before that, for the North Carolina Tar Heels. Born in New Jersey, he's played for the Palestine national team. And goalkeeper Jake McGuire has an impressive resume that includes time in MLS, in Sweden, and the USL Championship with both Miami FC and North Carolina FC. He's also played for the US U20 squad in his younger years. All 3 have found new homes in Jacksonville in advance of the first season for Sporting JAX in the USL Championship. Season tickets for the men's inaugural season are on sale now with more than 4,000 seats priced at $20 or less per match. It's a great value for professional soccer. Season ticket benefits include discounts on Sporting JAX merchandise, an interest-free payment plan, and our ticket exchange program, so you get value for games you can't attend. For season tickets, call 904-863-KICK or visit sportingjax.com. Let's now welcome in Mauricio Ruiz. Mal, from a coaching perspective, what kind of milestones would be important for you in the first few weeks of having a new team together in the field?
Yeah, Cole, obviously the easy one would be talking about, coming together and from a tactical standpoint and making sure players are fitting within positions, and that will come within time. But I think the first thing that, the coaching staff in general will be looking for is just to identify personalities. One thing is to know about a player when he's playing on another team or to be told about a player from another coach. But when you're in your environment, you get to identify and figure out a lot of different relationships, how they mesh together with different personalities, coaching personality versus players. So there's going to be a lot of identifying and discovery work as far as relationships go and how to address one another. And then certainly in the midst of that and as a tool to figure that out is really figuring out the system of play and how it relates to the players and their positions. And that's a lot to do with seniority, with youthfulness, relationships between players, finding the right matchups between 2 center backs that can be 2 good partners. So it's a lot of non-KPIs. There's really not, you can put numbers into it necessarily, but it's really just about that feel of having a team together for the first week. And obviously, like always, making sure everyone's healthy, right? As best as you can during a tough preseason period, but we have a great staff that can do that and help the coaching staff. So it's really about, can we stay healthy? Can we come together as a group? And how quickly can we do that?
Mauricio Ruiz, thank you. As the men prepare for their first chance on the field together, the women are working their way back into action. They have just one more week to prepare for the second half of the Gainbridge Super League season. Head coach Sophia Boman has admitted that she would not have minded if the season had continued after the team finished the first half on a hot streak, winning 4 and drawing 1 in the final 5. Now, as a first-place team, there is more work to do, and it's challenging to get everybody peaking again when all you have is practices and scrimmages, but they're doing the best they can to keep things competitive in the meantime.
It's actually really tough when you don't have games, because you need games as a measure to see where you're currently at, and you can also utilise games to know what you're preparing for. And then from the previous game, you always know what to improve on. So to have a game at the weekend, to have a scrimmage at the weekend, it's always a learning opportunity for us to be able to pick things out and say, okay, these are the topics we need to cover this week in preparation for getting better at this particular component. So, but I feel like when you train so much and you don't have games, it can be hard for coaches too, to keep the level high, keep the standard high, keep the tempo high, and keep the players engaged.
Well, this week, the Gainbridge Super League concluded their mid-season awards voting, and in all 4 categories, Young Player of the Year, Defender of the Year, and Goalkeeper of the Year, Sporting JAX had a candidate. For the goalkeepers, it's Caitlin Parks. As we bring in Becky Burley, this is a very impressive list of accomplishments and honors for a team in their first season.
Well, you said it right. She definitely finished with a flourish, and if she continues that, I wouldn't be surprised to see her being the winner of this at the end. If I had to pick right now, and I'm trying to take off my fan cap of Sporting JAX, I would probably go with Hope from Spokane, only because this is like a very consistent, proven performance and with no real dips. I mean, like, to be in the space that she's in terms of the league leading with saves and things like that, like, that's a pretty big statistic, because it's not just saying number of saves, it's sort of like opportunities to make saves. And I'm impressed with that with her.
All right, let's go to Defender of the Year. Carolina sends Jenna Butler, Allison Pantuso from Lexington, and Georgia Brown from Sporting JAX.
I think it's really cool that Georgia's included in this, one, because she's young and a rookie and embarking upon her professional career, but more importantly, because I think what it recognizes is the way that Sporting JAX plays is very directly related to having a ball playing center back. Like, they can't play that way if you don't have this type of player. So when you look at the nominees, you know, the focus on the other 2 defenders is primarily, you know, what they do defensively. And I think what's really special about Georgia is that she does that work defensively. I mean, think about the duels that she wins, particularly in the air. Think about how she sets the attack, and her passing percentage is outrageous. Like, that's a really high number. And you have to be, if you're going to play in a role that's so trusted, to set the attack.
Young Player of the Year, this should be the easiest one of the bunch. Keely Strawn from Dallas Trinity, Stella Naimechi from Fort Lauderdale, and Ashlyn Puerta from Sporting JAX, who all she has done is lead goals. We'll get to her in another category here in a minute.
I mean, you're right. This is super easy. Like, I can't imagine that she doesn't go away winning this award. To have the first half of the season like she's had, to lead the league as a rookie. You know, we saw Keely Strawn directly. I believe she scored a goal against Sporting JAX when she was playing for Dallas, but Ashlyn is just kind of head and shoulders above the young players in the league right now.
Yeah, 18 years old, has just been remarkable, leading the league in goals scored, and so she is a candidate for the midseason Player of the Year, along with Addie McCain of Lexington and Gianna Gorley of DC Power.
Yeah, this one I think will be a very interesting fight to the finish, because again, if I had to pick right now, I'd pick Ashlyn. I think it's not a hard choice at this point. But I think there's going to be an idea to look at how does the second half play out in terms of consistency, and not to say that, you know, Ashlyn's going to score another 11 goals. We'd take that plus more. But at the same time, just consistency of play, level of play, how does she continue to develop? Because this is probably the longest season that she has played in her young career as a soccer player.
Well, speaking of Ashlyn, she's attending the U.S. developmental camp right now in California, where some of the country's best young players are working beside the U.S. women's national team. What a great opportunity for her.
You know how much I love this idea that we have expanded the pool of candidates that feed into the U.S. women's national team immensely in the Emma Hayes era. And to put these players in different situations, not just always the same, like not just the U20s, but now with a little bit of an older mixed age group. I think that's a huge part of it. But that's also something else that we have to kind of keep an eye on too when it comes to Ashlyn, that every time there is a little bit of a break, she's in another camp, which is great, but also, takes its toll physically and mentally. And how she maintains that stamina through that will be a really interesting thing to watch.
Becky, thank you. The next home match for the women a week from today, January 31st, when Sporting JAX resumes the season after this mid-season break. Sporting JAX will host Carolina Ascent, a third meeting between the two sides. Sporting JAX drew with Carolina in the first meeting and then won a 4-3 thriller powered by an Ashlyn Puerta hat trick. We look forward to seeing the ladies back on the pitch and hope you'll be at Hodges Stadium for the game. For tickets, call 904-863-KICK or visit sportingjax.com. As you drive around town, watch TV or surf the web and social media, you may see a new campaign from Sporting JAX with the tagline, Pro Soccer, Pro JAX. On billboards and other ads, the club will underline that Sporting JAX is not only the city's professional soccer team, but that the club's ethos is about lifting up the city and the region, lift every voice and promote Jacksonville and the First Coast. It's something that pro sports can do, and it's something ingrained in Sporting JAX's club DNA. As the men's team begins play, there will be games involving both the men and the women for at least the next 4 months, maybe longer. If the women make the playoffs, who knows how long that can go for. So with both teams playing and with the World Cup coming in 2026, it's going to be a massive year for soccer in our country and in our city. Sporting JAX has introduced the Family Pack. This is a great way for families to enjoy pro soccer. You get tickets to the match, a meal voucher for a hot dog, chips, and soda for each member of the family, up to 8. Get your Family Pack. Go to sportingjax.com today. Still ahead, one of the most dangerous moments in soccer starts from the corner flag. Emerson Burris shows us how one player makes them count. That's next as the Sporting JAX report rolls on. Every game of the Gainbridge Super League can be seen streaming on Peacock. Home games can be seen on Channel 4, CW17, or right here on the stations of First Coast News. We now welcome in Emerson Burris with our Ascension St. Vincent Skills Session. This week, we're learning about the keys to a great corner kick.
Yes, corners may only take a few seconds, but the preparation behind them can take hours. And this week, I caught up with Sophia Boman to break down what makes a good corner kick and how she uses precision, timing, and a little bit of creativity to give her team the edge.
All right, everyone, we are back with another skills feature this week. We're highlighting someone very prominent on the pitch. Not only does she run about 10 miles a game, she also takes most of our corners. The one and only Sophia Boman. Boman, tell me a little bit about what goes into a corner.
Yeah, I think there's a lot that you don't see that goes on behind the scenes. Matt, our goalkeeper coach, is also in charge of set pieces. So every game, we go over set pieces, different plans, both attacking and defensive. And then like pre-game, we also make sure we do a lot of reps of those.
All right, I'm definitely a visual learner.
Yeah.
Why don't you show me a few examples, how you set the ball up and what goes into that?
Yeah, well, so since I'm a right-footed player, when I'm on this corner, so like if you're looking at the opposite field on the right side, you want to put the ball on this side of the corner. If you're a left-footed player, you'd probably put it on the other side. Take my usual steps back and then decide where I'm going to hit it or just the general area. And that kind of depends game per game or what we planned. And then always being aware of like if we're going to play short or other plays we might have, like keeping my eyes open for that. So it's pretty quick decision once you're on the ball.
If you were to give one piece of advice to some kiddos looking to perfect their corners, what would that be?
Yeah, I mean, corners, because the ball's sitting flat and still every time, it's super easy to practice because the situation is the same in the game. You're always hitting it from the same area into the field. And obviously you can try different techniques and whatnot, but I'd say this is a really easy skill to practice because every game it's the same corner, the ball's not moving. So I would just go out to a field, bring a bag of balls and, practice swinging them in.
Bo, Thanks so much for showing us about the corners. We look forward to seeing them the rest of the season.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
And when it comes to set pieces, those details can make all the difference. Boman and Sporting JAX will look to keep capitalizing on corners as they continue their push this season.
They've been very good on corners, but I feel like they would tell you they've missed some opportunities. So if they can start scoring off of some more corner kicks, sky's the limit.
Absolutely. It was so fun catching up with Bo, and I'm learning so much even just getting out there and kicking the ball at training. It's been fun.
We hope some of the kids and maybe some of the parents are learning as well. And Marissa, thanks so much. Flex packs for the second half of the women's season are on sale now. You can customize your season to fit your schedule. You'll still save over individual match tickets. This is a great way for families or groups from work, you name it. Just pick out your flex packs. Call 904-863-KICK or visit sportingjax.com. Straight ahead, Sporting JAX isn't just developing players, they're developing coaches too. Emerson returns to show us how one clinic is making an impact from the top down. Do you have your official Sporting JAX gear yet? Whether you're talking about the official kit, scarves, hats, sweatshirts, t-shirts, you name it, use that QR code on your screen and order your official Sporting JAX merch. You can also go to sportingjax.com/shop to check out our online store. Time now for the Youth Soccer Spotlight presented by the Bearded Pig Barbecue. Emerson Burris is here. Emerson, you saw firsthand this week how the pros are helping youth coaches get the most out of their players.
Well, player development starts with leadership, and this week Sporting JAX focused on just that. At Veterans Park, academy coaches took part in a hands-on clinic led by two of the best in the business with help from some of the club's young players. Whistles, cones, and conversations filled Veterans Park as academy coaches worked through a midweek training clinic. Head of soccer Mark Warburton and coach Levo Guler led sessions centered on teaching, clarity, and session design. The U11 and U12 boys stepped in to run drills, giving coaches live movement to work with and a chance for the players to see the game from a new perspective. It's developmental, happening in real time, both sides of the ball.
Tonight we're just going to hopefully educate the coaches, or help, not in a derogatory way. We're just going to give them some ideas about what they may do. We give them a curriculum of work. Many of the coaches have good ideas of their own, but we're just trying to give them some more ideas, different ways of delivering a drill, different language being used in terms of the instruction to the players, and hopefully it helps them. Players need the work. This is a global game. I know a lot of American sports fans won't like me saying that. It's the global game, and that is for a reason. And the demand is so high and the technical level is so high, and we have to give our kids the best chance. So the work they're doing from 8, 9, 10, 11 is crucial to allow them to undertake the type of work we're going to do tonight.
And the entire clinic was captured thanks to a platform donated from Sunbelt Rentals, giving coaches film to review, share, and build as they continue to develop throughout the season.
So important. We talk about the pathway to the pros and connecting from the youth all the way up to the pros. This is just one of those components, and it can go so far because this has that ripple effect. When you impact a coach, they can impact players, and it just goes on and on and on.
Absolutely, and I get to hang with the kiddos all the time, so it was nice to hang with the coaches and learn from them as well.
Perfect. Emerson, thanks so much. For more on Sporting JAX in the world of soccer, join me every Tuesday night at 6 on 1010XL. I'll be joined by the likes of Mark Warburton, Stacey Balaam, Liam Fox, and Sporting JAX players every Tuesday night at 6 on 1010XL. It's the Coaches Show presented by Sporting JAX. You can listen on air at 1010 a.m., online or on demand at 1010XL.com. And for behind-the-scenes conversation about Sporting JAX, join Mauricio, Emerson, Tony Allegretti, and me on the Sporting Pod. You can subscribe wherever you find your favorite podcast. A new episode drops each week. Still to come, Mauricio rejoins me to size up the drama from the Premier League season. Who's going down? Who's staying up? That's next, right here on the Sporting JAX Report. You can catch the Sporting JAX Report every weekend on the stations of First Coast News. Next week, we air at 12:30 on Saturday on NBC 12 before Premier League action. Remember, you can also find us on demand on First Coast News Plus and the Sporting JAX YouTube channel. And we now welcome back Mauricio Ruiz. Mal, we've looked at the top of the Premier League table, but there's a battle going on at the bottom with the teams who are trying to avoid relegation.
Yeah, interesting enough, the most exciting positioning should be at the top, but oftentimes because of promotion and relegation, we have two other slots, right? We have the championship kind of slot, that fight to get into 4th, 5th place. And then, as you're mentioning, Cole, the fight at the bottom, because you don't want to be relegated, but early in the season and then show no life of a resurrection is Wolves. I think we can pretty much count out, and I think everyone at Wolves can count out that they're going to be going down unless something dramatic happens, but it doesn't seem like it. The other two, Burnley and West Ham, I wouldn't count them out because the teams that are on top of them, even though they're favorable in points, it's not like they are trending up either, right? They're kind of picking up points here and there in Nottingham Forest and in Leeds. So if West Ham and Burnley, and specifically I think West Ham, if they can get 2 to 3 wins on a roll, I think they'll start putting themselves in a position to get out of relegation zone and really start pushing the case against Nottingham Forest that currently sits in 17th place.
All right, Mal, thank you so much. Sporting JAX resumes the Gainbridge Super League season with a home match against Carolina Ascent a week from today. First test for the team since rising to the top of the table, and a great test against last year's Players' Shield winners. Carolina comes in 3rd place in the table, just 5 points behind. Top of the table, Sporting JAX. It is Heroes Night, and tickets are available by calling 904-863-KICK or by going to sportingjax.com. Remember, you can follow us for everything going on with Sporting JAX on social media. We are on X, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok for all the very latest on what's going on with Sporting JAX. Of course, we're also getting closer and closer to the World Cup. Just 140 days away on the World Cup clock. Folks, that is just 20 weeks until the eyes of the world turn to the biggest sporting event on the globe here in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. It is about to get very busy with the women kicking off the second half of the season next weekend, with the men getting the preseason started just around the corner and the World Cup still to come. 2026 is going to be quite a week, quite a year, quite an everything for folks here in Jacksonville and in the United States. We'll be with you every step of the way. Thanks for watching the Sporting JAX Report. See you next week.